Om Shanti. My name is Enrique. I'm based in Madrid, Spain, and we will revise this beautiful lecture about bringing the expansion to the essence. So it's good to have some thoughts to reflect and to use then every day in the practice of everyday daily life, so that we can have some kind of elevated thoughts and deep thoughts in our mind, so that we can deal with the normal situations of the daily routine in a much more different way, because this kind of thoughts makes the vibration of our even brain higher, so that we can see and perceive things in a different way. So let's revise these points, these reflections, and let's reflect upon them.
So, what preparations do you need to make to go to the faraway land, your sweet home? All expansion has to be merged to a point. Have you imbibed the powers to accommodate and to pack up to this extent? According to the time, if you receive Father's direction to go with him in a second, would you be able to merge the expansion in a second? Would you be able to fly? Or will you remember the expansion of my service, my center, my students, my worldly family, or my worldly work? You won't have this thought, will you? Make sure that no strings of attachment still remain on any side. You are the hero actors of this confluence age. That is, you are special souls. You also need to have all preparations ready beforehand. Do you not? You are only going to receive a margin of 1 second. In today's world, when a war starts in any country, they have everything in place for the king or president of that country to leave the country. At that time, there's no margin even to issue an order to get something ready. As soon as they receive a signal of war, they run. What would happen otherwise? Instead of being a king or president, they would become jailbirds. Souls who are instruments and have temporary rights also have everything prepared in advance. So, who are you? You are the hero actors of this confluence age. That is, you are special souls.
Yes, these are such a beautiful thoughts, indeed, very deep thoughts. What I understand is that we have to prepare ourselves beforehand, because we know that all of us, without exception, we have to leave this world. We have to leave this body. We have to reach this point that we have to let go of everything that we have. And it's so interesting that many people, most of the people, they live like this would never happen to them. It's like talking about death or leaving the body is like something negative. But in spirituality, we learn that it's just a process, a transition. The soul leaves the body and continues the journey. So in spirituality, we prepare ourselves for that moment. And in that moment, we have to leave everything. So to be ready at that moment and to leave everything in peace, in calmness, everything put in the right side, we need to prepare for that. So, and one thing is attachment. We need to check, to revise, what are the things that I am attached to, or the people I'm attached to, because I know that I will have to leave them. at the end of my life. So thing is not to reject them, is not to leave them aside. No, it's to interact, to continue to all your routines, to do everything. But inside is the work inside of becoming the detached observer. You do things, but you create a healthy distance between what you are doing and yourself. So you need to train yourself in that, because this is not natural now in all of us. The natural thing is to become attached, to become involved, to get distracted by things, to get engaged in things. So we need to practice. We need to pause, to go inside, to use these powers of accommodate, to pack up, and to bring all the expansion into the essence and sense, and be in silence there. Just remain there. Silence, quietness, stillness, and try to even visualize. You can visualize all the strings that you are connected with: your job, family, relationships, your body. So all these things. And I made this exercise sometimes. You take a scissors and you cut these strings. It's not that you reject, as I said before, you just cut the strings, and then you are more loose, you are more light, you are more, um, you are not heaviness, so that you can deal with everything in a much more different way, in a detached way. And for that, we need to prepare ourselves, and the preparation is inside. This is why it's so important, meditation, and especially in the morning before the day starts, there is more subtle vibrations and energy. So it's very good at that time to sit in solitude, to connect with yourself, to see where there are these attachments, and with your mind, with your heart, with determination, to let go, to pack up, to take leave from everyone and everything in advance. It's just in your mind. Then you interact normally during the day, but there is a different feeling when you know clearly that one day you have to leave, and you know that everyone has to leave also. So we are temporary together, we are temporary working, we are temporary doing things. So these kind of thoughts helps you a lot in dealing with situations in a much more efficient way, accurate way, and detached way. Because when we are engaged too much in things or in people, it's very easy to get angry, to get irritated because things are not going as you expect them. But when you are detached, you deal with things in a much more different way, because you are accurate, you are attentive, you do what you have to do. But if it doesn't happen as you were thinking, you are detached. So you allow things to happen in the way that should be happen. But for that, we need connection with the Supreme, so that we can take the power from the Supreme Soul, so that we can develop this internal practice. So these are some thoughts.
Do plenty of service, but don't let go of the speciality of being detached. There is now a need to practice this. You either become completely detached or you become completely loving. Therefore, maintain a balance of being loving and detached. Do service, but do it whilst being detached from the consciousness of mine. Do you understand what you have to do? You are now preparing new strings, whilst the old ones are being broken. Even though you understand everything, you are trying new strings because they are sparkling strings. So, what do you have to do this year? The father sees, as the detached observer, the children's games.
This is so interesting, no? How the Supreme is able to see our games and see how we get too much involved in little things. And sometimes gross things we become detached, but at the same time we take other strings because we are so used to be attached. We we have created this pattern of behavior of depending on something or someone. So this is the practice to observe yourself where you have dependency, where you are attached, where do you think it's a sensation inside yourself that you need someone or you need something or you need to be somewhere. This is the string of attachment. And this is a very deep practice. Not so easy, it's true. But if you practice every day a little bit of losing these strings and then cutting these strings, you will see that finally you will feel that you are more and more detached. But not only detached, we need to be also loving. And loving means to give. Loving means to share. Loving means to be generous. Being generous means also to be able to accept others as they are, to continue to give them no matter how they behave. And you can only do this if you are detached. Because if you are attached, you have expectations. And you have expectations, then you get irritated if you don't get what you are expecting to. So meditation, and especially the connection with the Supreme, allows you to be detached. Because when you experience yourself as a soul detached from the body, and you connect with the one who is constantly, always detached because has no body, it's just light, pure consciousness, and you connect with this being, helps you to be detached yourself from your structure, from your household. And then the consequence of that is that you get detached from everything outside. But the work needs to be start in you, inside you. It's not that you start trying to be detached from outside, from other people, from things. No, you need to be detached from your own personality, from your own body, from your own things inside yourself, and then you will be able to be detached outside. So these are also some thoughts, deep practice, but very practical in life if you continue to do it a little bit every day, a little bit every day.
Would you like to share? Would you like to share a point? This
I think,
aspect of being a hero. Can you hear me?
yes.
The aspect of being a hero and a hero that is ready for the mission, but you can also be a hero who is not ready, and the signal is given, and you are called to your place for intervention. You are the secret agent that is meant to save the world, and you are busy with eating, or you are busy with your email, or you are busy with reflecting on what someone said yesterday. So the hero is tied with that strings that you explained. Some strings are gross, are obvious, some strings are very subtle. And you nicely explained you need to do that preparation. You need to be able to let go of the strings, and the consciousness of a hero can help when you realize that you have the power, you have the potential, you are that flying angel which is asleep temporarily, and you also have the motivation to be able to help yourself and help many others. Let us hear from the others. Would you like to share a point?
They say that if we were told that you are going to die tomorrow, then what would we do? We would try to be our best version possible. So this is the ultimate truth. We are going to leave this body one day, and our soul is going to fly away up above. So every single day, if we are prepared for this journey and we don't have much baggage to carry, then it is easier for the soul to fly. And we have to do this regularly, even when we don't have this information that we are going to go tomorrow. We have to say be our best version possible, and also don't leave any grudges, don't hold any grudges, don't have any bad feelings for anybody. And that way we remain light and we can be connected to the Supreme. Like Brother said, if we are engaged in thinking about others and all these type of strings which are not necessary at all, then it can be easier. But yes, we do slip and fall, and we do get into this attached mode. But the important thing is to remember who we are, why we are here, and what we need to do. Thank you.
So a good practice for today can be just to check, how can I simplify my life? How can I clean my my cupboard? How can I clean my desk? How can I simplify my life in many aspects so that I'm more ready to fly if I have to fly? Om Shanti.
Thank you. We'll meet again tomorrow at the same time. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.